Hey, this is LiveWire, and we are live. And I'm Ray Tanner, and you are you, and you tuned in to LiveWire. And we have some folks from the Crocker Museum who are come down to talk about a wonderful new exhibit that you gotta go and see. And then also we're going to talk about a nifty event called the Great Burger Battle, which is like I don't know, all of the restaurants in the town are doing burgers which are vegan, you know, like no meat, and supposed to be tasty. Well, stay tuned for that, because we're going to talk to two chefs and this wonderful person who's putting together, Bethany Davis, putting together this wonderful competition for which burger tastes better, right after these important messages. It's called Testament to the Spirit of one artist called Eduardo Carrillo, who's gone for about almost 2 decades, but his work isn't. And the Crocker Museum has put it together in a wonderful, massive show of his work and a celebration of this one artist's things. And with me in the studio here is Christina Perea Gilmore. See, I said it fast and it worked.
Yes, that was great. Perfect.
Who's associate curator at the museum, and Mr. Juan Carrillo, who is an artist and a member of the Royal Chicano Air Force, which we will describe what that is later, and also a past leader of the California Arts Council, the state agency you all know and love and support.
Welcome. Thank you.
Thank
it's
you.
good to be
have
here.
you both here to talk about this. You know, this kind of blockbuster approach to museums. I've seen a few at the Crocker, but this is a big undertaking.
It is. It's a big undertaking. We've been working on it for almost 4 years.
Wow.
Yes, the exhibition. When I started working at the Crocker just over 4 years ago, this project landed on my desk happily, and I feel very lucky. And we decided to, you know, most exhibits take 2 to 4 years, but this one took the longer time because we wanted it to travel. We thought it was very important that it travel.
Travel, we go to other museums in this state?
In this state and in Washington, D.C.
Oh, so I see. Okay.
We organized it at the Crocker, and we opened the show first in Pasadena at PMCA, Pasadena Museum of California Art. Now it's coming to the Crocker. It opens this Sunday, and it'll be on view through October 7th.
Eduardo Carrillo worked in Sacramento. Is that right, Juan?
Yeah, he arrived in 1970 and worked at the Cal State Sacramento for 2 years, and then he left.
You had some great stories about how you met him.
Well, the story that how I met him, I met him in a little schoolhouse on Franklin Boulevard. It was called the Sacramento Free School, and so it was a gathering of these family members who came to place their 6-year-olds in school. And I look over, and here's this long-haired guy. I was long-haired. Perhaps we'll see a picture of him later. And just a very cool looking guy. And then his name was Carrillo, and I went, popped up in my chair, because it's unusual to meet another member of the world who has the same name. And he was an artist, and in 1970, the Royal Chicano Air Force had almost a year old. And so we were all a collection of artists, and now we have this Chicano artist in our midst. And so you wonder, who is this man? Well, as it turns out, he was an incredible being. He's 2 years, he left his mark. Will never be forgotten.
It's amazing that if you look at this art, and you know, I know the Chicano artists in town, and I know and love their work and have some few pieces, and I can see there is that connection of drawing from the iconography of Mexico, and also the whole color wheel of that time is in his work, and
right.
it really
it's
is
very
kind of
vibrant. A lot of his paintings are so vibrant, and the colors are very saturated and bordering on very surreal. He was influenced by old master painters like Hieronymus Bosch and El Greco, who are kind of in that surreal zone, but he was also looking at work by Picasso and many other artists. So he knew his art history well, and I think that's reflected in the iconography in his paintings.
I think when you see the work, correct me if I'm wrong here, a lot of figures in his work. The figure was really important to him, which I think is true for most of the Chicanos who came out of the movement.
Yes.
You see a lot of figurative work at a time that people were exploring squares and other kinds of things in art school and art classes. So he fit right in that sense. His work really spoke to us, like other Chicanos that I know. The great masters of Mexico, the muralists, and people in Europe, the great artists of Europe, all really influenced the work. And so you see it in his work. He's just masterful, I think, in his color and in the subject matter. He was like a philosopher. I mean, he really gave a great deal of thought.
Well, we have to say when this is going to happen. That's for sure. It's 24th through October 7th, June 24th.
Yep, this
so it's
Sunday.
coming right up.
Opens,
Sunday.
This
Sunday, and that's, wow, time is flying.
Right, and Juan touched on something I just wanted to emphasize, that he did look at European masters, but he was also looking at Mexico and artists like Jose Guadalupe Posada, who popularized like the skeletons, the calaveras, and would do satirical cartoons in newspapers showing skeletons kind of enacting the foibles of everyday life, or making fun of politicians, so political satire. So that was a great influence, as well as the Mexican muralists.
Well, if that's true, then the Royal Chicano Air Force, which was a really political activist, and I think started with posters, making posters, and moved on from there. And I'm sure you guys hit it off.
Yes, he had something we did not have. He had the time in a studio, time with paintings. He spent his time working on what was internal, I suppose, most artists. The RCAF was, what did the community need? That's the work we will produce. So it is a little bit of that. He was a fine art painter. The activism made the RCAF address other kinds of things. As much as a desire that there was inside of the artists, they would have loved to have done other things, but there was a call to do something else in those days.
So we talked about him. Why don't we have a look at a few pieces of his work? I think we have some slides, and then we can talk about that, and you'll see what we mean when we're talking about color.
Absolutely.
Almost pre-Raphaelites.
Right.
Oh, well, that's a nice painting.
Well, that is actually a photograph of the Crocker Art Museum.
Oh, is that what it is?
When people are coming to visit, when you see that, you park and enter. I believe the fee is $12 for.
Okay.
This is an interesting painting because I was in his home. He lived on H Street, and I watched him painting this. He'd come over to his house. That's his dining room, and so you're in his dining room watching him paint this at that time. Wow. Beautiful. Look at that color.
Yes,
it's
wonderful.
Gorgeous. And this is the painting that inspired the title of the exhibition. The painting title is Testament of the Holy Spirit. And so, when you first see it, it just looks like a still life. You might think, oh, somebody's kitchen table, there's a dog curled up under the table. But when you know Eduardo and what he's kind of, looking at his work, you see that there are things that are really important. Light is extremely important. The light streaming in through the window in art historical context often referred to the Immaculate Conception. So there's something transcendent, spiritual, miraculous happening in this mundane scene.
Yeah, it really.
This painting is called Las Tropicanas, And this as well as the previous painting are in the Crocker collection. This one's a promised gift. The other one's been in the collection for a long time. This one is Eduardo kind of looking at his past, or exploring his identity rather, looking at like prints by Jose Guadalupe Posada, like I mentioned before. And this painting is called Woman Holding Serpent. And it's about balance and light. So you see the light streaming in through, window. She's balanced on one foot. A snake in ancient Aztec culture would reference things like rebirth or healing. And so it doesn't reference what a snake references in Catholic imagery, although he did explore Catholic imagery as well. This is a portrait of the oldest man in San Ignacio in Baja California. Eduardo used to visit Baja California, which was his ancestral homeland, basically. His father was born there, and he had a home there that he visited frequently. And so he painted this wonderful portrait.
Wow.
And this is a painting of Sor Juana Inés de la Cruz. She's a 17th century nun who could write in Nahuatl. She spoke Latin fluently. She was a writer, and she's considered the first New World feminist. There is Eduardo working on
so that's the face I was telling you about.
Yeah, I love his Zapata mustache.
Yes.
He's working on the mural for UCLA's Chicano Studies Research Center. And this mural involved 4 artists. Eduardo did the left panel, which depicts Aztlán, which is the mythical homeland of Chicanos. So it's sort of like a dream homeland. Yeah. And it links his Indio ancestry with nature. And so he's exploring that Indio side of his identity in this work. And there are 3 other artists. Sergio Hernandez did the next section. Ramses Noriega explored other themes, and there's another artist, Saul Solache, worked on it as well.
So you're going to have this big mural?
Yes, the mural was unfortunately torn down from UCLA when the Chicano Studies Research Center moved to a different building, and it's been in storage since the early 90s. So no one has seen this basically for decades. But it was taken down in panels. So it's in 9 panels. We've reinstalled it at the Crocker. It's up right now, so you can get a sneak peek of part of the exhibition
I wish we
right
could
now.
talk further, but this is television and you have to go from time to time.
Yes.
But thank you for talking to me about this.
Thank you, and I have a catalog for you here.
That's a catalog?
Yes, this is the exhibition catalog.
You got to see this exhibition. Hear that? That's the catalog. It's hardbound. Thank you so much for this, and I can't wait. And I want this painting, and I want that painting, and that print.
Join the club.
I hope a lot of people go and see this, because this is a very important, powerful exhibition of
It is, yeah. It is.
an important Chicano artist.
Well, thank you, Juan Carrillo.
Yes.
And thank you, Christina.
Thank you, Ray
Thank you so
Tatter.
much.
Thank you.
And we hope to see you back when you have more wonderful things like this.
Oh, I'd love to come back.
Keep working on it.
Yes, thank you.
All right, we have to take a short pause for the cause. And we'll be back after some time. We're going to be talking with chefs who make hamburgers, but they're not made with ham or beef. So stay tuned. We'll be back right after this.
Hey, you going out like that?
Yeah, why?
Well, what would the neighbors think?
I see you! Come look at Mr. Feather! Look what I have. Mr. Bird, remember? Bark, bark, bark! We're just playing! We're just playing on trying to get you out of here!
Even still.
You don't have to be perfect to be a perfect parent. There are thousands of teens in foster care who don't need perfection. They need you.
I tell people I have 3 kids, one of them's adopted, I just don't know which one.
I can't imagine having to be in a birth mother's position to make that choice.
You know, I was kind of just asking her, what is your motivation? Why are you doing this? And she looked at me and she said, because you can give my son a life that I could not.
We always tell her, thank you. He is such a blessing to us.
Every day is just ray of sunshine from him. So we're Chanda and Brian, and we chose adoption.
Well, we're back with LiveWire, and I'm really excited. If you were in the studio right now, you'd smell onions, something sour, something meaty, and it's about burgers. It's called the Great Burger Battle, the Sacramento Vegan Chef Challenge. And Bethany Davis, you're the organizer.
Yeah.
You have to tell me, you've got a couple of wonderful chefs here, and
what we've got going on.
Would you introduce these guys?
Yes, I would love to. What we've got going on is, for the month of June, the Great Sacramento Vegan Burger Battle. Yes.
Oh, I just said vegan, but vegan is the real word. Right?
Vegan is the pronunciation.
Yes, I'll take
and
that.
And with me today we have Chef Leon Boyarlizi, who does meal preps, and he's participating in the Vegan Burger Battle as a meal delivery and prep service.
Win big.
And yes, and we have Chef Wes from De Vere's, which is one of our brick and mortars. We have 32 restaurants participating and 3 additional chefs that are participating.
Shoo-wee.
It's a lot. It's a lot.
Including the Crocker Art Cafe.
Including the Crocker Art Cafe. They were just here. Yes. Yes.
So they go see this Crocker Art Show and then come to your thing. That's
absolutely. They could go to the Crocker Cafe
and when is
get
all
a
this
vegan
going to
burger.
happen?
This is happening the entire month of June. So you can go to any of our participating restaurants.
And how do I find out about the participating restaurants? I know these 2 guys. You know, I could go to De Vere's if I wanted to and have one.
Yes, and order from
Chef
Leon.
Is it a different kind of approach that your...
Yeah, you can send me a message on Instagram at Chef Boyarlizi or my email at chefboyarlizi@gmail.com, and I'll deliver it to you. I added in my meal preps also.
And it's Boyarleezy.
Yeah, CHEFBOYARLEEZY.
Yeah, and you'll deliver it. We'll have to try that.
It's pretty awesome. It's pretty awesome. We've got such a nice variety of burgers. Some of them are meat analogs, so we have several restaurants doing the Impossible Burger, several doing the Beyond Burger, which De Vere's is doing, several doing house-made burgers, like Chef Leon, and then we also have portobello as an option, and Crocker Cafe is featuring a portobello presentation. So
this is very interesting. Those are all different ingredients you're talking about.
Yeah, very different ingredients. So there's something for every palate, and we have, with 32 restaurants and about 35 chefs, we have over 50 vegan burger preparations. So, I mean, almost twice as many burger options as are even, at the restaurant. So go with a friend.
Measure that. There it is. It's called the Great Burger Battle.
The Great Vegan Burger Battle. It's the Great Sacramento Vegan Burger Battle. So that's the important thing to
June 1st
to keep in mind.
June 30th.
Yes. And you can find out the information from theveganchefchallenge.com.
Yeah.
And also follow on Facebook, SacramentoVeganChefChallenge.com for more information.
I think the kind of like the Epicurean interest in Sacramento because of because of the development of Sacramento over the last 10 years, and people coming here who have bringing tastes and needs. And there's been so many events like this. It's kind of wonderful to see it kind of blossom, and also to see that there's I mean, there's this waiter race. I like that one. I don't know if you've seen that. It's where
I've heard about
the
it,
waiters run around the block and they can't drop a glass of champagne and whatever is on there. And I thought that brings us to the idea that restaurants are fun and a good place to go.
Yes. In October, for the past 7 years, we've done Sacramento Vegan Chef Challenge. And to my knowledge, we're the only city in the United States that does this on an annual basis for the entire month of October. So this coming October will be our 8th year for that. So this is kind of an additional event that we thought the timing was great. Impossible Burger just came out, Beyond Burger just came out. We want for omnivores, people that love their burgers, to be able to try and experience a vegan, plant-based burger that is just as tasty, just as delicious. You don't believe me? Try these guys' burgers.
I want to try it.
Yeah.
I want a bite of it. Can we give me a little taste of one?
Oh yeah, if you want to taste this one.
Yeah, I do.
All right. This is an oil-free burger.
Okay.
So it has guac, Anaheim chilies, and pickled red onions.
Okay, here I go. Where's the camera? Turn me on. Here we go. Come on, camera number one. You guys go on talking.
Okay. So with De Vere's, you are adding more vegan options to your menu now, but I think one thing that Chef Wes told me is that they were really surprised by the number of people coming out for the vegan burger. So how many have you guys sold in like the past 2 weeks-ish?
Yeah, we were. It's like we were talking about earlier. We
finished this later.
We had a hard time keeping up the first 4 days with everything. I mean, we were running out, picking up new burgers. I mean, just running all over the place, trying to keep everything in stock. It's a good thing though. I mean, as a chef, when you put something together like this, you want it to move. You want it to be well received with people. So I mean that it's great. And I think the first week, the vegan burger was within our top 5 sellers on our entire menu. I mean, it was tough keeping it in the house. So we're definitely thinking about putting a couple different items on. We have a hummus right now that's on there that's vegan. We have a garden burger right now. It's a mushroom Swiss garden burger, the burger on there. So we're going to take that off, and actually this will be on.
And I can taste that one too.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
One of the exciting things about this challenge is it has really challenged the chefs to come up with more creative options rather than defaulting to a boxed vegan burger, for instance, or the standard garden burger or something like that. They're being creative in their presentation. There are so many different presentations. They've got a tostada burger. There's a couple that have kimchi. There's a Greek-inspired kimchi on the burger, yeah.
Where's that? I want to go try that.
Oh my goodness, a couple of restaurants are doing that. Patriot is doing that.
So
and,
now, okay, this is a competition though, right?
Yes.
So if it's a competition, you have 50 different burgers.
Yes.
From 35 or 45 chefs. Mm-hmm. How are you going to categorize the winning process?
Right. So the general public, everybody that goes out and tries the burger, has the opportunity to go onto our website, and there's a voting link on our website, and there's also a voting link on the Facebook page. You can, yes.
Can I vote after today? No, I can only if I have to, but I have to go out and get something else then, right?
You can vote for every burger that you think is worthy of being recognized in the competition. You can vote for, and then at the end we'll do some more comparison.
Now, what is this one called?
This is it's a tostada burger.
Tostada burger.
Yeah, so we did a smoked or chipotle chickpea spread instead of mayo. We did a fried corn tostada shell, which is inside. Arugula tossed with a toasted cumin vinaigrette, and then pickled vegetables in there, which include pasilla chilies and some onion.
Greenery, I love it.
Yeah.
And what is this called?
That's an oil-free, whole food plant-based burger. It's a quinoa, black beans, chipotles, oat flour. It has guac on it, pickled onions, and Anaheim chilies. So I made it oil-free because there's a big community also who want to eat oil-free.
Yeah, no, I get that. So you guys are starting. This all starts on October 1st.
No, this is going on right now.
Right now?
Right now.
Whoa!
The
folks,
entire month
right
of June. And our goal was, just a pie-in-the-sky goal, was to see if we could serve up between all of the restaurants participating 10,000 or more vegan burgers. And the first week, was over 4,500. And that was without even all of the restaurants reporting. So I think we're going to surpass our 10,000 goal, which is great.
So, yeah.
We sort of by accident generated a vegan bun shortage in Sacramento. So some of the restaurants were using one particular bakery and they were having trouble keeping up. And so they were having to go out to the co-op and grab extra buns and hunt them down at Trader Joe's.
There on the screen, it just popped up.
That's a lot of food I make on my Instagram as Chef Boyarlisi. It's whole food, plant-based, and there's it's all oil-free in those pictures right there. And I do recipes on my YouTube channel and on my Facebook and on my Instagram, and I give people recipes all the time. They message me and they ask me, how to eat whole food, plant-based, how to eat oil-free, and I just try to show them it's really simple.
Tell them your story. Tell them your
Yeah,
story.
so I also lost 100 pounds in 5 months, eating healthy and getting sober. Sorry, I couldn't spit it out. Yeah. So I lost 100 pounds. Yeah, not drinking. I quit drinking, and I lost 150 in 7 months. But it was with exercise also.
Good. It's really tasty. Both of them are really different.
Right.
So it's going to be hard for whoever these people are who are going to go out to these restaurants. But the fact that I could go out to 35 restaurants, and there it is. What's that? Before meal peeps and sobriety.
Oh, before meal.
After. Oh, I see. Oh my goodness, you lost so much. I wouldn't recognize you on the street in the upper pictures.
Oh no.
Fantastic.
Yeah.
Congratulations.
Thank you.
To you. That's good. And thank you so much for coming to talk to me. It's an amazing thing. We have about a minute. What can we do? You can do an infomercial for the event. Ready?
Okay.
Here we go.
So go out, try the burgers, check them out on our website, theveganchefchallenge.com. Follow us on Facebook, Sacramento Vegan Chef Challenge on Facebook, and see all the pictures. We've got some serious, really, really incredible photos of the burgers. There are links to the menus so you can see kind of descriptions of what the different restaurants are offering, what the chefs are offering. And we encourage you to go out and try plant-based and vote. And let's get past that 10,000. Let's get to 15,000.
It sounds like we're going to do it.
Yeah, I think we will. I think we will.
I'm going to do it.
It'll be awesome.
Thank you both
Thank
for
you
everybody
so much.
for coming, and we hope to go to this wonderful, great burger battle, the Sacramento Vegan Chef Challenge. And you're winning on my side. This is really fantastic. Oh, we got to say goodbye.
Thank you. Thank you very much for having us.
All right, bye everyone.
Bye.
Thank you. Thanks so much for coming to see LiveWire. And we will see you next Wednesday at 5. Live at 5 right here on Access Sacramento Channel 17.